Hey guys, welcome back to Record-ology. Somebody told me that Best Buy has their own record player. Is this true? Let's go find out. They do. Alrighty. This is cool. Oops. Don't do that. That's bad. Bluetooth Stereo Turntable. Cool. All right, let's take it home and give it a review. By the way, here's the usual crop of vinyl you see everywhere.
Welcome to Record-ology.
So thank you to whoever told me that this even exists. I had absolutely no idea, and this kind of surprised me, honestly, that Best Buy would come out with their store brand, although it shouldn't have, considering we've reviewed a Walmart store brand turntable, a Target store brand turntable. It seems to be a thing that's happening. So Insignia is the Best Buy store brand. So let's check it out and see. It looks cool. I have no idea about it. I don't know who makes it. But let's go ahead and review it, and maybe we'll look inside it too and see if we can figure out who makes it. It has Bluetooth, so there's a likelihood we should be able to find out who makes it. It is a 2-speed turntable. They point out the fact that it's got an adjustable counterweight, Bluetooth out. So that's like a pretty trendy feature these days. I personally don't know what I think about that. I mean, it's kind of cool, I guess, if you want to. I just don't ever want to listen to. Like, I don't know. I'm thinking vinyl. I'm thinking analog. I'm thinking keeping it analog, right? So I don't want to, put it into the digital domain by, introducing Bluetooth. But some people love that feature. In fact, Crosley was a very early adopter of doing that. Oh, so we got some specifications on the features. Look at this. They have this piece of tape that's kind of blocking this. Let's take a closer look. So up top, a simple way to enjoy the nostalgia of vinyl music. Features both 33 1/3 RPM and 45 RPM. Adapter included. 12-inch records to play a variety of music. What do you think is under here? Let's find out. Let's see if we can. Some feature that they weren't able to get included or change their mind about. Dang it, it's coming off there. What on earth? Semi-automatic. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Okay. Because this is a manual turntable. Semi-automatic. Oh shoot, what else does that say? This is funny. Belt drive. Interesting. I have to figure out in more detail what that says. High quality moving magnetic cartridge. It's the absolute base model Audio-Technica 3600L, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with it, but to say it's high quality, it is high quality, but it's the lowest end you can get of magnetic. Adjustable counterweight, die-cast aluminum record player with felt mat, supports wobble-free positioning. Detachable smoked cover protects your vinyl records from dust and debris. Bluetooth transmission, phono or preamp included. All this stuff, etc., etc., etc. By the way, I got a little surprise for you about this record player. And if you want to find out what that surprise is and how it could possibly impact you, stay tuned to the end. A little surprise for you. Let's go ahead and unbox this thing. By the way, the cat's out of the bag there, so it's Lee-Tac. Not surprising. Lee-Tac is the one that made the Target turntable, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Lee-Tac is a good OEM. They do good products. So interesting it's disclosed right on the box. And yeah, that's good news. By the way, I did pay $130 for this, thereabouts. It was like, within $1 or $2 of that. So that's a pretty good, competitive price. They also sold some Victrola wooden all-in-ones and some Audio-Technica LP60. So, all right, let's get into it. I do like the colors on the box too. I think it looks pretty sharp. Looks pretty sharp. All right, here we go. Big reveal. All righty. So it looks like it's pretty much in one piece with styrofoam blocks. An enormous silica packet. For accessories here, what do we get? Well, you know what? Instead of tearing into the bag, I'm going to actually change things up. Ooh, look at this. All right, that's good news. It's got an AC power supply. So the transformer is internal to the unit. A lot of people prefer that over a wall wart power supply. Here we have RCA cable, the belt, or perhaps an extra belt. I think, if assuming this is an extra belt, I think that that's a good sign. I kind of remember this on the LeTac Target unit. So hopefully this is a goodwill gesture. Here's the counterbalance. We'll look at that in more detail. I mean, if they include an extra belt, to me that tells me they're not cutting every corner, and they're, you know, looking at these being around for some time. All right, we have the manual in a couple different languages, and then the unit itself. Okay, so let's take it out of the box. So yeah, it doesn't weigh too much. I mean, it's not disturbingly lightweight, but it's definitely not hefty. And foam blocks. Interesting packing. I've never seen a unit packed quite like this before. Alrighty. Always love checking out a new turntable. Again, thanks for the suggestion. Thanks for the tip. Very, very cool. So, I mean, this would be a beginner or maybe a one-step up upgrade for somebody that's coming off of a suitcase player. Should be well positioned at $130 to hit that price point pretty well. Okay. So let's go ahead and open it up. Look at that. That's a giant silica packet. Okay. The lid is a nice sort of smoked color, kind of a tiny bit of a brownish tint to it perhaps, but it looks really cool. I think it's a nice look to it. Foam blocking material in there. Yeah, this is very reminiscent of the Target Heyday unit, and that's a good thing. So I can tell just by feeling that this is probably an MDF material with like a plastic wrap. Very similar plinth material to the Target unit. All right. Spindle, the main bearing there doesn't really have any, I mean, it rotates when it's on, but I mean, when you're rotating it, but then it doesn't keep going, it just kind of stops. Somebody told me recently that's not necessarily a bad thing. So it's interesting, this raised area right here. This right here is an optical, we'll look at this stuff closer, but that's an optical sensor to maintain the speed. There's the motor, probably a JYK. We've got the world's cheapest 45 adapters, but you can upgrade these. I would recommend you. They work fine. They work fine, but they are minimal amount of plastic. Okay. Let's look at the back and the bottom side before we get too much further in on this side. Okay, on the front we have a headphone jack. Interesting. I always think that's bizarre when there's no volume control. Maybe there is on top. Maybe I didn't see that. Looking on the bottom here, we got a masonite cover, feels like, with that same sort of pattern or textured piece on there, or cover. These sort of inverted rubber feet kind of go around these spring coils. They work good. I mean, it's effective. There's a vent there, probably where the amplifier is, or the circuit board. That's all that's on the bottom. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. There's sort of a close-up look of that texture. It feels nice. Looks good. Okay, here's the badge on the back. Bluetooth stereo turntable. AC power. They're the hinge for the dust cover. You can pull those right out. So if you don't want the, some people don't like dust covers. I like dust covers, but you could pull that straight up there. Power. There's the preamp switch, and then that's it in the output. So it's very simple, but that's really all you need. All right, let's go ahead and look under the hood in a little bit more detail. I went ahead and took the dust cover off just so we can manipulate it a little bit easier. So there is the motor shaft, which is connected to this little pulley. That's where the belt will go. And there's a look at that optical sensor for maintaining speed consistency. That's really good. There's the main bearing. Going back over here is a 45 adapter. Here is the back of the tone arm assembly. Okay. This is plastic right here. Tone arm itself is metal. This is a good tone arm rear spindle here. I can tell you the sort of spring mounted little nubs there help to guide the counterbalance on. We do have an anti-skate adjustment. That's good. Cueing lever. There's the lift shelf, the queuing lift shelf there with rubber on there. Always a nice touch. There's the locking clamp. And there's the head shell. So this is a non-removable head shell. So this looks like a standard half-inch mount, but it's not. This is a design element. So it's designed to look like a regular head shell half-inch mount. That's not necessarily a bad thing. You can see that you can still access the screws from the cartridge, and it is the 3600L, which is fine. Pull the little guard off there. You can replace the cartridge. You just can't take the head shell off. So it's not a huge deal, but you know, it is what it is. All right, controls down here. What do we have? So the Bluetooth switch, volume switch, good drag on that. The on and off, and speed select switch. Oh, there's a volume control. Sorry, I just saw that. Okay, let's look at the platter itself. So it's going to be an aluminum platter. I have seen this platter many a time, including on the Target Heyday turntable. And yeah, I mean, there's no finger holes. Usually there's finger holes here to grab it, which isn't a huge deal breaker. You'll notice that everything is done in even proportion. So were these, oh, I don't know what those are for. That's kind of weird. That's really weird. I don't know what that's for. But this is to allow access to the motor so you can put the belt on. So the reason why they have two of them opposed is because the weight of the platter is equal then. So now this is a step up from a base model platter. Okay, so that was an extra belt. Here's the main belt. So this toothed inner ring here lines up in this and allows it to maintain its speed consistency, which we'll test all that, but that's really cool to see. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on, attach my belt, and we'll go to, oh, one more thing. You get a very basic sort of rigid felt mat, which is fine. It's got the logo, the insignia, as it were, on there. So, okay, let me go ahead and get this all calibrated and ready to go, and we'll give it a test. Okay, so I set it to just over 3 grams. I think that that's fair. So let's see how she works. I'm looking forward to this. This might be a good unit that we can recommend, assuming that it passed our test. So far, I don't see anything that's a red flag. I think it looks good. Let's start by finding out how accurate the speed is. Okay, so on our stroboscopic disc here, we're going to be looking at the inner 3 rings because we are at 60 hertz power. If you're at 50 hertz, use the outer 3 rings. We're actually going to use the first 2 of the inner 3 because this is only a 2-speed turntable. So the best way to use these is to turn off all daylight and use incandescent light. So in order to get a proper gauge, we're going to need to kill the windows. And how do you kill a window? We're going to close the windows and turn on the inside incandescents. All right, so we are going to be looking right here at this ring. This will be for 33 RPM. Let's see what happens. This probably starts by rotating the tone arm across the record as we just did. And again, looking right here, those lines should appear stationary, and they look pretty dang good. Yeah, I think that that's locked and loaded at 33 RPM. All right, I'm going to flip the switch to... Is it slowing down? No, okay. I had a freak out moment for a second. I was slowing down. Let's flip it to 45. That'll be the middle ring. And again, that is locked and loaded. That speed sensor is a great feature. As you can tell, it really does make a difference. It's rare for a turntable to come out of the box brand new and not have speed issues. So if it doesn't have one of those rings, and it's, you know, an entry-level unit like this. So yeah, really impressed so far. I like it. I mean, it's pretty simple. There's not much to it. And I need to set the anti-skate. I forgot about that. We're going to set the anti-skate to 3 because we want to match the value of the counterbalance. That's kind of a good starting point. We've done videos on how to go into this in much more detail and instructional videos. All right, let's go ahead and test out the Bluetooth out functionality and give it a sound test. Okay guys, and now it's time to test the audio. This is with the Bluetooth out functionality. We're just going to be listening ambiently in the room. You're going to be listening on the beautiful, the wonderful Crosley Octave Bluetooth speaker on the left, which is a fantastic, fantastic speaker. Link in the description below. And pairing it was easy. You just press and hold here, put that into pairing mode. They connected, and we're ready to go. And here we are now, Emil's telegraphic transmission device. By the way, the beeping is the bird. Yoshi the bird loves to chime in, and he does, and we allow and encourage that, unless it gets out of hand. So you'll hear a beep and a cheep. Just excited about the music. 45 RPM, 12-inch record. Here we go. I can tell it sounds fine. Obviously, I like to try this with a few different styles of music, but I like it so far. We only have time for a limited amount of testing on camera, right? So this will bear further testing, but so far so good. I think we got a winner here. All right, let's do this. Let's do a direct feed sound test, and I'm going to bring out a completely different record to do that. So get ready for a direct feed sound test, you guys. Okay, time to open it up and see what makes it tick. You guys having fun? I love doing this stuff. If you're having as much fun as I am, hit subscribe. We need you to hit subscribe. Only like 2 out of 10 people that watch our videos actually subscribe. So we do 3 shows a week. You don't want to miss that stuff, guys. So definitely hit subscribe and follow us on TikTok. We got a lot of cool content over there. We play a lot of records over there. Cool and rare stuff. All right, here we go. There was, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wood screws holding it in. You don't want to take these wood screws in and out too many times because eventually the wood will strip. There it is. Man, that's clean. That is really, really clean. Okay, let's see. What do we have here? Let me get out my little pointer here. So here is where the power comes in. This is the DC transformer. There is the motor itself. It's a 2-position motor. Look at that cap on there. Amazing. Grounding wire to the spindle shaft. There is the main board. So this is going to have like the Bluetooth control, all that good stuff. A couple wire braids going to a couple different positions. Here we have the on and off switch. We have the headphone jack. Volume control is right here. And this is the bottom of the tone arm. And a position sensor, all that good stuff. And it's going to also obviously sample the speed, the rotating speed of that platter, which I believe actually that optical sensor is probably on the other side of that board. That would be my guess. So not too in-depth on this video, guys, just because we're running out of time, but I did want to show you inside what makes it tick. It looks clean. It is MDF, medium density fiber board, or as I've recently coined the term, the spam of wood. Somebody got cracked up over that. It makes me laugh. So that's it, guys. That's what it looks like on the inside. So what are my final thoughts? Okay, guys, and there you go. That sounded great. This is a fantastic, fantastic turntable. Not only does it pass the test, it does so with flying colors. I am highly impressed with this. So yeah, totally recommend this turntable. I'll go ahead and put a link in the description below. I'm not sure if it'll be through our Amazon system or if it will be, direct to Best Buy, but either way, guys, this is a great turntable for 130 bucks. This fits the bill. Just like if you liked or were intrigued by the Target Heyday turntable, Leetac did it again with this, guys. It is a fantastic. It's got a great look to it. It's beautiful. It is contemporary. It's refined. I think it looks fantastic. If I have to force myself to find any negativity whatsoever, the cartridge is a slightly tilted to the left. I mean, slightly, ever so slightly. I don't think it's going to impact anything, and it's probably a fluke with this. It could even be adjusted at the head shell. You can upgrade your cartridge on this to something different with that counterbalance that allows you to do that. You can put on it's got a full-size platter, so you can put on whatever platter mat you want. It's a great turntable. I think it's fantastic. It was a 99% if it wasn't for the cartridge being a little off kilter. But at this price point and at this level of, vinyl engagement, is that a thing? I would say that this is a solid shooter. So let me know down in the comments below what you think. If you've seen these, if you have one, if you consider one, might be a good Christmas present. Anyway, let me know your thoughts down in the comments, guys. But what was I talking about at the beginning when I said, stay tuned to the end? What am I talking about? Well, I just so happen to have a plan for us to have a great time. I'm going to be giving away this record player to one of you. Yes, I am. You can win this record player. How do you do that? Pay attention. So, you've heard me talk about my wife's channel, Beyond the Purple Suitcase. Again, link in the description below. And we are doing Vlogmas this year over on her channel, not on Record-ology. So, Beyond the Purple Suitcase, go over there. If you subscribe, go over there. We're going to be giving away this record player sometime during the month of December, during Vlogmas, and you're invited to subscribe and possibly win this record player. We have not determined exactly what countries or areas are eligible. We're going to try and open it up as much as possible, but I don't have any finite details in regards to if it's going to be US, Canada, EMEA, or not, because this is a hefty box. And, in addition to the $130, it's going to cost a lot to ship it. So we may have to figure that out. But we are giving this record player away. So check out Beyond the Purple Suitcase. Find out how you can win during the month of December on Vlogmas. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today. Happy record hunting. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.